Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Cardinal Sports Complex for CTN's live coverage of boys high school soccer. Tonight, the Northwest Suburban Conference opener as the Cardinals host the Blaine Bengals. Joe Yund up above, and welcome to the booth, special guest Jessica Christofferson. Thanks for being with me.
Thanks for having me.
Should be an exciting match. The Cardinals come in 1-0. After beating St. Francis 6-1, the Bengals still looking for their first victory. A loss to Forest Lake and a tie against Duluth East over last weekend. There's a look at your two teams. On the left, the visitors for the Blaine Bengals, and on the right, the home team, Coon Rapids Cardinals. Anderson, Olsen, Hoover, and Hoover, along with Oduro, the defenders for the Bengals. And my monitor keeps going out. Coelho, Gukin in the midfield along with McAllister. Koch, Sharif up front. Jordan Fields getting the start in the net. For the Cardinals, Ackerman, Moser, Bauer, and Lynch are the defenders. The midfielders, Pasker, Gibson, Teagarden, and Figueroa. Ntambwe and Shirambere are the forwards. And Spencer Juola is the keeper, and he makes an early save as Blaine gets down. Not a lot on that shot, but put it on goal and made Juola make the save. And a hot, humid afternoon here at the complex to get this one underway.
Very muggy. You're going to see some sweaty players coming off the field today.
Well, and I think I heard the referees talking about stopping the game a little bit extra to get some water breaks. Of course, the health of the players is paramount among their concern. Barry Aerosmith, 18 years as the head coach of the Blaine Bengals, has seen a lot of success in that time. Last year, finishing, I believe, runner-up in both the conference and the section after being conference and section champions the year before that.
Yeah, I think Anoka girls and boys advanced out of sections last year, didn't they?
No, boys was Duluth East.
Oh, well, never mind. No, the boys won the state championship. Pete Hayes.
I want to say they're a different section.
Oh, that could be. That could be.
Or maybe it was a semifinal loss to Duluth East, and Anoka won in the championship. Shows how much of my research I did. Mark Paco Marzalik in his third season as head coach of the the Cardinals. And pretty happy with what he's seen so far. He's got a young squad, but they play very well, and they are very selfless in their nature, playing for one another. A very team-oriented atmosphere on the field for the Cardinals, and very athletic. So early on, this is their first real big challenge after Forest Lake. Not the same level of competition they'll face night in and night out once they get into Northwest Suburban Conference play.
Right, but, a little bit of success early on does a lot for the guys, especially with a young team. Just get a little bit of confidence going, and doesn't always matter who that win comes against, but.
Well, in talking to him at the preview, we talked about this matchup in particular. He said, Blaine's always tough, and they seem to just reload year after year. And he said it may be a good thing, though, that we're so young and we see them so early that these guys don't really have an opportunity to understand how good Blaine is, and that maybe they should be a little bit scared. Left-footed shot up over the net. It'll be a goal kick for the Cardinals.
Yep, it's definitely not a bad thing when you have a young team coming in a little bit naive and not quite sure what to expect. They're out there playing hard and trying to earn a spot and, make an impression early in the season. So sometimes that works to your advantage.
Koch did a nice job, find himself a little bit of room to get off that left footer, but up and over and out of play. And off the goal kick, the Bengals able to stop it up, and they will get the throw in. Near side, Sharif. He'll find a little bit of turf, try and get it back over to Koch. That's broken up far side by Teagarden. Knocked off his foot, right back to Koch. He'll serve it into the middle, headed away by the Cardinal defense. Coelho trying to turn it around. Stopped up there by Bauer for the Cardinals. And this is something that's very typical of the Blaine team. Very good at possessing the ball, building the attack, and moving their pieces around to open up good opportunities.
Yeah, definitely. You saw there a couple passes backwards, back towards midfield, just making sure they maintain control and get the looks that they want.
And when Coon Rapids has the ball, 3 blue jerseys collapse and make certain that they don't have those long possessions. And talking to Coach Aerosmith, you know, he said in the Forest Lake game was a tough one because Forest Lake is a pretty quality club. It's a team that had never beaten Blaine until last season, and now have beaten the Bengals twice in a row. But it was tough because it was the first game. It was on turf. They weren't quite sure how to work in the new system and not used to playing on the turf. But then against Duluth East, he said they had possession of the ball for about 90% of the first half. Tough angle shot, also up and over off the upright. It'll be another Coon Rapids goal kick. So they had possession of the ball about 90% of the first half, and then late in the half, in the final seconds, a turnover by his midfielder turned into a shot that went up and over his keeper and put the goal on the board as time expired. And then in the second half, they come out, they get the tying goal early in the second half, and then just didn't have the sense of urgency to try and put themselves ahead, and just never were able to get that go-ahead goal.
Yeah, that's one thing when you play this style of play, the possession game, which is obviously very important and very successful, but sometimes you never, like you said, that sense of urgency. You can't be happy just possessing the ball. You still have to attack the net and get some quality attempts and obviously score a goal.
And again, we see Blaine bringing 9 players up to get involved in the offense. And Oduro will head it back in. A lot of blue jerseys down in the attacking third. Anderson trying to cross out front. Nice job by Ackerman to break it up. Coon Rapids looking to clear. But again, just not enough bodies to get passes moving and clear some space for the Cardinals to possess the ball.
Yeah, Blaine's done a nice job of finding that right corner, and they've had a couple bad angle, but here's another one right in close.
In close and didn't quite get the angle he wanted on that. It's up and over and out of play.
They've had some really good looks, and I think Coon Rapids' defense is almost reacting a little too much. They need to start almost taking chances and making guesses on where those passes are going to be and try to pick some off rather than waiting for the shot.
You see it again, a nice touch pass by Coelho. Puts Sharif in close.
Got caught ball watching a little bit there. The forward got behind him.
No, missed it, hit out the far side. Another goal kick. 4th already for Coon Rapids here, just about 7.5 minutes in to this first half.
Definitely don't want to keep giving Blaine those kind of looks. Eventually they're going to cash in.
Coelho overran it a little bit, but the Cardinals play it right back to McAllister. Sharif, and then a left-footed shot by Hoover that didn't have much on it at all, and easily scooped up by Juola. Juola, high punt, will get into the Blaine half and skip behind the defense, but scooped up by the goalkeeper Fields.
Fields likes to roll the ball out. Coon Rapids needs to pay attention to that. He hasn't made any indication that he plans on punting the ball.
Played into the front corner in front of Charambere. And out of bounds off of the Cardinals.
Substitution coming in for Blaine, number 11, Michael Hobart.
I got that one down. I talked to him at the preview and made sure I got his pronunciation, Charambere.
There's some tough names on this one, this roster, both teams. Good job by the Coon Rapids there, maintaining that line and keeping them off sides.
There's Sharif in close and a goal.
Right when I say that, they got caught worrying about that forward on the right side and let the kid that scored the goal here, sneak in from behind.
Number 10, Sharif.
Yeah, Sharif has been the one they want to get the ball to early, and a nice high lofted pass over the defense. It was an effort by Bauer to get up and head it away, but it was too tall. And Sharif rather, in alone against Jula.
Did a nice job burying it. Good effort by the goalkeeper.
Galen Tombwe on the left side will play it back. This one fired in. That's the first shot attempt of the game for Coon Rapids, taken by Jeshua Teagarden.
Nice job, though. Get right back upfield. You know, get that presence. Let Blaine know that you're not going to just sit back and let them shoot on your net all night. It was a nice look.
Goal kick stopped up by Figueroa. Charambere bumped off it, played across the field by Hoover. And again, they get it to Sharif. Good speed to get behind the defense. Now waits up. And that's going to be called for offside.
Offside called on Blaine.
You can tell already those two are pretty dangerous up front. And they always know where the other one is, where they're going to be.
Yeah, familiarity with your teammates obviously is huge in all sports. Charambere heads it, and Tombwe trying to get behind. He does. Left-footed shot, not a lot on it, but angled to the right spot. A diving save by Jordan Fields.
And that was a great job just not giving up. The defender was indecisive. He was going to come out and play, and then he thought his goalkeeper was maybe going to come out and get it. And led to a pretty good chance.
Across the Blaine. Substitutions coming in. Number 7, Jonathan Vinosa. Number 8, Reed Peterson. And number 17, Noah Hart for Blaine. For the Cardinals, number 25, Rodline Alwana.
Multiple substitutions here for both teams, it looks like. Maybe getting them that rest, a little extra water like we talked about.
Yeah, especially after the last, I don't know, week or two that we've had cooler temps and lower humidity. All of a sudden it has come back to remind us that fall's not quite over.
Well, it's just thick. It's just gross.
I would have to agree.
It's probably why Howie stayed home.
Exactly, yeah. Howie would already be a puddle.
He's sitting in his air conditioning right now, laughing.
Well, I think that we've got another soccer doubleheader coming up next Tuesday. So we'll get plenty of action here on CTN with the soccer teams early. Good cross into the middle. Broken up at the last minute as Alwanen was crashing in. He was bumped off it. It was a little too high for Charambere to make a play on it.
Yeah, but great setup, and they had great support. They had the two coming up the wing, and nice ball in the middle.
And just a great job by Raker to take away the space there for Alwana and keep him from getting a good opportunity. Corner, or a throw in from deep in the corner, almost like a corner kick.
A great throw.
Headed by the Bengals, shot by the Cardinals, and another shot attempt. This is going to spin out the end line. And a good opportunity there, but blocked by the defense. And then a second chance, spins wide out of play.
It's definitely been a good response from Coon Rapids since that goal was scored.
Well, and we talked about, Coach Aerosmith talking about his team lacking the urgency in that game against Duluth East in the second half. Well, they cannot be satisfied, can't get complacent with a 1-goal lead against any team, especially here in the Northwest Suburban. Awanan trying to center, cleared away out of bounds by Oduro.
Well, and that's what you want as a coach. You want your kids to play hard all the time, whether it's 1-0, 5-0, winning or losing, whatever it is. If you can get kids that just go hard all the time, you're going to have a good season. Some games are going to go your way and some aren't, but if you can get that kind of work ethic, that's, I think, your main goal.
Well, talking to some of the kids, that was how they felt they would play. They almost exactly what you just said. They said, we're going to go out there and we're going to play hard no matter what the score is. If we're winning by 5 or losing by 5, we're going to always give the best effort we can. And that is definitely the attitude you want coming in, especially. But, it's a program that hasn't seen a lot of winning. That's especially important. And Tomboy fighting off a defender. He's looking for a little bit of room. Can't find enough to get a shot off. Played back by Koss. Figueroa stepping in. Long shot. Way too much air under it.
That's one of those things, too. You start to be known for those kind of things. You want to be a team that nobody else wants to play, regardless of the kind of season that you're having and your opponent's having. If they know you're going to be one of those feisty, gritty, never give up kind of teams, then they're always nervous to play you because anything can happen.
Fields back to recover a couple of stray soccer balls so that next time he doesn't have to run quite so far.
It's the worst part about being a goaltender, when there's no ball kids.
Well, I was thinking that's why you play goaltender, so you don't have to run quite as much. Clearly, they don't run as much as the players, but I have a feeling that's why my son decided to play goalie in hockey. I don't have to move as much.
Easiest position on the ice, right?
According to him, and goaltending coach Adam Gronlund, apparently.
That opinion is coming from a lazy forward who didn't play any defense. So it's easy to say. You have one job. How hard can it be?
I always had great respect for the goaltenders.
Oh, for sure.
Not so much because of how hard the job was, but because how much pressure is on you every night.
The mental piece of it.
Good play behind, and then Tomboy tripped up. He's not going to get the whistle. Apparently the official felt he tripped over his own feet.
It's hard to tell from up here because he kind of crossed over that defender to chase that ball down. It's hard to... He certainly reacted like he was tripped up.
As a couple of players get tangled at the other end, the Bengals will get the tripping call.
That's the frustrating
look at it.
one.
It was a great pass. Yeah, I think he did trip over his own feet. You got to look for that call. Dangerous spot here for the Bengals to have this free kick. They're going to serve back post, broken up nicely by Koss. Follow-up shot misses wide. I'm sorry, that was Pasker on the breakup.
Coming in, number 4, Philip Andrews. Number 14, Keith Hoover.
Lots of subbing. I think right what you said at the beginning of the broadcast. It's just keep those kids fresh and rested.
Well, it's so muggy, and on top of that, it's still very early in the season.
Oh, absolutely. Conditioning's not quite there. You see some of the Blaine kids right in front of us, ice packs on the necks, and they look exhausted.
Well, we're almost midway through the first half, and we'll see if the heat comes into play and slows down the tempo in the second half. We've had a great tempo so far.
Very much back and forth, especially since that goal. Good opportunities on both ends.
Enosa trying to get around a corner is stopped up there by Bauer. Bounces off the Bengal forward out of play for a Coon Rapids throw it. Yeah, it looks like defender Quadwoduro for the Bengals getting looked at on the sideline by Coon Rapids athletic trainer Danielle Chambers. First, I thought he was asking about maybe a cramp, but it looks like they're looking at the toe. Maybe it is a cramp.
A toe cramp?
Possibly.
I've never had one of those.
Well, let me tell you, I've cramped you get to my age, just about everything cramps.
That was a great ball.
It was. Unfortunately, the Bengals get there first. A nice job of building their way out away from the net.
Super dangerous spot to put it, though. Too far out for the goaltender to come and get it, but right in that range where he thought about it, and he's probably out of position. If Coon Rapids could have got to it first, would have been a very dangerous play.
Throw-in, substitution. Halfway point to the first half. Water break called by the officials.
And there's the water break we had mentioned. The officials have added another short water break in the middle of the half. And not certain on the amount of time, but we'll step away while they get some water, and we'll be back with more of this first half. You're watching live boys high school soccer on CTN.
Oh, hi. I'm TV's Howie Shapiro. And when I'm not announcing CTN sports broadcasts with my sidekick Joe Yen, I'm watching all the other great programs on the CTN Studios YouTube page. There's news stories, great local events, and even full games. You can even watch on any smart device with a YouTube app. Whether that's your phone or a tablet, you can watch CTN's great programming wherever and whenever you want. You can even watch CTN's event coverage live. So no matter where you are, you can share in all the excitement. CTN Studios, building community through cable.
So who's going to do what?
I'll pack the dead batteries.
Great.
I'll only put what I don't need into a duffel bag.
Perfect. That's totally unhelpful.
No problem.
Meanwhile, I will try to comfort everyone by speaking in a calm voice. And who is going to handle supplies?
I can forget to do a list for us.
Thanks, pal.
We couldn't be any less prepared. I'm proud of you guys.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
Back in Cardinal Sports Complex, just about ready to get this one back underway. Just a short minute, give the kids a chance to get over, get a little bit of extra water. Especially important for some of these guys that are crucial players that have to be out there and will have played probably 70 minutes by the end of the game.
And that play right there, we were talking about the Blaine attack earlier. That's where Coon Rapids needed some support. I mean, can't see what number that player was, but
Charabere.
Bringing the ball up the field, doing a nice job maintaining possession. He's looking around. There's nobody there as a support, and pretty soon Blaine had 2 and 3 guys on him.
It's going to be a tripping call as Figueroa tried to kick it up and over himself. He was tripped up. And Ackerman will have another kick from about the same spot. So watch for him to try and serve it right into the middle, about 15 yards out. Good high ball. Again, the Bengals able to get in position and just turn it right back around.
Way offsides. I'd like to see Coon Rapids go a little bit more east-west on some of those set plays. You know, they kind of stand and wait for that ball to clear them overhead, but by then it's too late to react and be the first one there. Start making some runs and kind of anticipating, if nothing else, create a little chaos for the Blaine defense. I mean, that is right where you want the ball to be.
Unfortunately, it's the Blaine jersey of Michael Coon there each and every time.
We line some of those players up on the far side of the box and have them run in. Like I said, just create that chaos, let Blaine panic a little bit and lose their mark and have to start making decisions about what they're going to do rather than just worry about the ball.
Well, I'm not sure what is going on with Oduro's foot, but he's got the foot all taped up. I've got to give a huge shout out to tennis coach Scott Storick. Just finished up. It looks like his match, and immediately sends me a text. Do you need the results for tonight's show?
It looked like it was going well down there. I'm guessing with the quick text, it probably is.
But got to appreciate it when the coaches are reaching out to me to get results, give me results rather than the other way around.
Is that indirectly a complaint about girls hockey score recording?
I didn't say a darn thing. Well, some of the sports, yeah. There it is, handball called, and a little pushing and shoving, and
looked like he was being held, and that was kind of the retaliation, which is unfortunately usually what they see, but
they're going to call it.
Yep.
Call the handball against Blaine, and Ackerman. See where he goes with this one. In a little bit closer. Tried to go short and just got it a little bit wide, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bengals.
Yeah, he knew right away as soon as he made contact with that. It wasn't the ball he wanted to have there. I think he'd like to have that one back.
I'm trying to remember. I think the cross-country teams might be running in their first event here today.
Terrible.
Blaine building down the left side, point blank shot stopped up by Jula. Cardinals couldn't clear, but now they are able to do so.
Saved by Jula.
A little too much on that cross from Holberg. Good idea. He did a great job of getting around the corner. Shot from a tough angle. Hits the side of the cage.
That was dangerous. I don't think anybody was expecting that ball to get through. On the previous play, that was a really good job by the Coon Rapids defender. I think it was Bolter. He kind of swung and missed at the one and then continued it with the play, followed it up, and ended up clearing that loose ball. You see that shot again, trying to go near side. The Blaine forward almost acted as a screen on that one.
Figueroa working along the sideline, lost the handle out of bounds. Another Blaine throw-in as we cross under 15 minutes remaining in this first half.
Anderson and number 12, Jeremy Coelho.
The Bengals will bring in a couple new players, get some guys some rest. Coon throwing to the corner. Bauer there to stop it up. Plays it right back out of bounds. And now Blaine with the throw in deep in the end. We'll see if they get the kind of throw from Coelho they want. They can turn into Very similar to a corner kick. Tried to go short, broken up though by Ackerman. Bengals again recover possession and try and go to the far side. Anderson over there, stopped up by Teagarden, played back. Here's a shot, way too much air under it for Brandon Olson. It's up over the net, and another goal kick for Coon Rapids.
I think you're starting to see a little bit of fatigue setting in on both sides. Just their form and their technique is getting a little bit sloppy. You know, we talked about it being early in the season. Obviously, the weather's a huge factor. But how many field goals have we seen in the last 5 minutes?
Just not getting the knee over the ball quite.
Right.
And that's going to be offside. Good thought. Spring Koch loose in the corner.
Yeah, fortunately, because he was all alone by quite a bit.
Yund officially the third offside called against the Bengals. Again, Coon Rapids gets it across midfield, and Blaine turns it right back around. With Coon Rapids in possession, Blaine's got 4 or 5 guys along their back line. And when they have possession, they've got 8 guys getting upfield into that attacking third.
They transition very well, and it has a lot to do with the support they have on the ball all the time.
Andrews turning it upfield. Koch, a nice touch to get behind Ackerman, now waiting for some help. Tries to cross. That pass a little behind the intended target, but it comes through. Good recovery by Lynch to come back and break up that shot attempt. Teagarden has it. But again, two Blaine jerseys there and able to turn it back around. Bauer with the header. Good strong shot by Andrews, but the save is made by Giolo.
It's been a busy night for him. Dangerous or not, he's had a lot of touches on the ball already for it only being third of the way, or 2/3 of the way through the first half.
Blaine in the air, same thing.
Coach Aerosmith has to be pretty pleased with the effort and possession time of his ball club so far, but one thing I think he's probably would like to see a few less fouls being called, giving up a lot of free kicks to Coon Rapids here in the first half.
That, and they've had some awfully good looks in close around the net, and they have either missed wide or, you know, the goalie's made a couple of nice saves, but they've missed from some pretty high percentage scoring chances.
Trying to cross into the far corner, and it's tracked down there by Ryan Anderson. Again, crossing out front. Nice job by Ackerman to step in and break it up. Bengals just doing a great job of anticipating, getting to the ball. And Coon Rapids, rarely have they had the ball and had a chance to breathe.
Nope, they're getting caught.
New good header, but right there is Jola.
Another save for Joel.
Coon Rapids needs somebody to step up back there and take charge and kind of, I know everybody's tired, but just maybe fire up the troops a little bit.
Just over 10 minutes remaining in this first half. Blaine, a 1-0 lead on the goal by Nasir Sharif. That one coming back in the 10th minute.
Thank you, Brandon. What's the run?
And again, 3 Cardinal defenders trying to work downfield against 5 Bengal defenders. And Tomboy drops it back.
But see, look, where's our second and third layer? You know, they're a little bit slow getting up the field. quick transition, and then we're caught saying it still.
And here's a great opportunity on the breakaway by Cuello. Stays with it. A nice job to break it up by Evan Gibson.
For the Cardinals. Now for the Cardinals, number 6, Brian Cox.
Take a look at it again. Great job coming back. Goaltender got caught a little bit, but stayed with it. Yeah, that was all Gibson.
Yeah, he runs into Jola, and then Jula kind of out of position, but good job by Gibson to stay in position and break up what could have given Blaine a 2-0 lead.
There we go. No, they need to join him.
Good slide tackle far side by Rowan Raker. And again, Blaine right back in position. Possession. They go together. Figueroa working down the right side, trailed there by Sharif. Sharif able to come away with the steal.
No help.
Stopped up by Bauer. Again, here's Figueroa with Sharif pressuring and poking it away out of bounds.
I have a feeling this could be a sloppy last 5, 6, 7 minutes or so of this half. Just trying to get through. Coon Rapids obviously hoping to get on the board. I think Blaine's probably hoping to sneak out of here still with that lead, and just everybody needs a little break.
Well, Coon Rapids, you know, had some good pressure in the first, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes after the Blaine goal, but since then, the Bengals really haven't allowed them to get any decent possession in their half of the field.
Yeah, they did a really nice job. You know, that water break basically doubles as a timeout as well, and I'm sure their coach had a few corrective criticisms for them, and you know, hopefully a little bit of time to regroup and just everybody get on the same page. And since then, they've completely shut them down.
And it is that time of the game. The parents are calling the.
It's going to be a tough one. This foul, a little bit of contact down there in the corner, and the foul is going to go against Coon Rapids, and this is going to be a free kick for the Bengals in a very dangerous spot. We'll see if they decide to go direct or.
Well, they've shown they're not afraid to shoot from those low percentage angles. So
we'll try to cross. Cardinals got a foot on it, and then that one spun away. Teagarden can't get a head on it, and then does get the foot on it and get it ahead to Basker. Sharif just so quick, and he's kind of all over the field. Every time I turn around, he's there pressuring the ball. Another cross out front. A good job by Bauer to block up the shot attempt by Koch.
You can hear the frustration down on the field, I think, by everybody that's just trying to get through to the break.
Corner kick coming for the Bengals. Ryan Anderson will tee it up. Tries to go short post, skips through just about everybody, still loose, finally cleared away by the Cardinal defense, and will roll out of bounds on the near side. Long shot in, easy save for Jula. I've got Blaine right now with 15 shots attempted, 8 of them on goal. Coon Rapids 5 shots attempted, just 1 on goal.
Yep, that's kind of told the story. You know, we talk about that possession and how key it is, but in this game in particular, they're definitely attacking the net. I think that's one of the things, though, that Blaine will probably talk about at halftime, though, is, you know, how to really bear down and make sure those shots are either forcing the goaltender to make a save or, you know, getting a little better look.
Played into the near corner. Wannen crosses out front, and a nice job by Fields to come out and grab that because he had Sidney Aki crashing from the back post.
He sure did. He turned into the net too. That actually was a little more dangerous, I think, than it even looked. See on the replay, turns towards the net. Wasn't as close as I thought. But yeah, nice job coming up and getting that ball.
Aki was right there. Oh, misplayed on defense. A chance for Anderson in the corner. Waits for help. Back to Sharif. Sharif trying to find a little bit of room for himself. He's got good footwork. Bumped a little bit. He'll back out and wait for more help. Played back to Hoover. Hoover walks in. Hands off to Sharif. Crossing again. This is Olsen leaving it off and getting it right back. Low line drive shot just wide on the far side. And a goal kick, Coon Rapids.
I think Sharif was just kind of toying with everybody a little bit there. Couple of swing passes, switching up the field, and nice job maintaining control like we've been saying the whole half. It's definitely their style.
Nazir Sharif, the goal scorer so far tonight. Koch trying to get around the corner, bumped by Bauer. South the end line, it'll be a corner kick for the Bengals, their second.
Second? They have more than that, don't they? Really?
Corner? Yeah.
Maybe not.
It's only the second corner of the game. First one bounced through all of the traffic, and Coon Rapids was able to clear it away. This one headed by Ackerman and out the end line on the far side. So another corner kick now coming up from the opposite corner.
These are definitely not the set pieces that you want to be giving up under 2 minutes left in the half, especially in a one-goal game. You know, you've been outplayed, but it's a one-goal game.
Good high serve to the middle of the net. Header not really going toward the net, still bouncing around. Ackerman had a head on it. Teagarden tracks it down and clears it out on the far side. Yeah, this is where your defense has to be especially tight in the last 90 seconds.
That's all right. Just clear it out, regroup.
Under a minute remaining now in the first half. Played down the near sideline. Koch trying to run onto it, but bumped off it, and that'll be a foul and a free kick for Coon Rapids.
Fortunate for the Cardinals there, but I mean, he came in running, kind of doing a little jump maneuver, and that's a tough play, but good for him for being aggressive. Drawing a foul. Need a good ball here to that far back post. Somebody's got to get to it first.
Ackerman sends it into the middle, and again, it's Bengal defender Michael Gukeen getting there first. Under 10 seconds remaining as Blaine brings it out to midfield. And I think they'll be satisfied to go to the locker room up 1-0. Bengals with great advantage in possession and shots on goal, but just a 1-0 lead as we head to the half. We'll take a break, be back with first half stats and highlights after this. You're watching live Boys High School Soccer on CTN.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Back at the Cardinal Sports Complex, halftime of this boys soccer contest. The Blaine Bengals a 1-0 lead as we reach the break, and the Bengals really have dominated the possession and opportunities at the Coon Rapids end. Nazir Sharif scoring in the 10th minute, the only goal so far. And Coon Rapids, as we talked about, Jess, good response to that goal. Came down, got themselves some decent opportunities. But then again, Blaine kind of recovered at the end and were able to keep the action down at the Coon Rapids end late in the half for the most part.
Yeah, they did. I was really impressed right out of that goal. They came down, like you said, 4 or 5 minutes probably, steady pressure. They were getting some good cross balls and putting some through balls in and really creating some chaos in the box for Blaine. But out of that water break, tides turned again, and they didn't really have another opportunity after that.
Yep, and the Cardinals will definitely want to come out strong here and try and take the game to the Bengals. And as you talked about a lot, they need to get more support on the ball when they're moving into the offensive end to try and put a little more pressure on the Bengal net. We'll see if they can do that. Second half coming up next on CTA.
Body language can tell you all sorts of things. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. Face drooping, arm weakness, speech difficulty. Time to call 911 and get them to a hospital immediately. Learn the body language and spot a stroke fast.
Back at the Cardinal Sports Complex, just about ready to get this second half underway. Blaine with a 1-0 lead on the scoreboard over the Coon Rapids Cardinals. This is the Northwest Suburban Conference opener, the home opener for the Cardinals. And the heat definitely taking a toll.
It's taking a toll on me, Joe.
Yeah, me as well.
I'm going to faint.
Don't do that.
I need Howie to come back.
Well, he would be ahead of you in that.
I have to flag down the trainer.
That much I might be able to do for you.
Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I throw some water on you.
That'll work. I'm getting old, you know. 15 years out of high school this year.
Oh, if I weren't
silence.
If I weren't looking at that in the rearview mirror by ways. I've been doing this since you were in high school, as you are well aware.
That's true.
Says something about my age. But I'm well preserved.
We should bring out some of those sports night episodes.
Were we doing sports night before you graduated?
Yep. You sure were. I might have some on VHS.
That's we were trying to determine last year. Cardinals with a shot in on goal. Not a lot on it, a tough angle, but at least it made Fields play the ball.
For sure my senior year, because when we went to state, I know that you did a big thing for soccer.
Okay. Again, Blaine comes right back the other way. A shot on goal by Hoberg doesn't have a lot on it, but again, just making the goalie play the ball.
That's right.
Yeah, we were trying to determine that last year, how many years we had been doing sports night. We know when we started doing the broadcasts in the fall of '97. Here's another opportunity for Hoberg coming down the right wing, and he let it get too far in front of him, scooped up by Julo.
Great play by the goaltender there. Good read. Just a little bit too far on that touch. Came out and got it. So it was 99 for sure.
Okay.
I don't know if he did it the year before.
Well, we knew we didn't do sports night the first year,
mm-hmm.
and it was a couple of years behind. We just weren't sure how far behind. So,
if you have something that can play a VHS tape, we can take a look.
A VHS tape. There may be one around somewhere collecting dust in the at the station. Oh, too tentative on defense. Fortunately, not a lot on that shot by Olsen. And the save made by Jula.
Yeah, everybody's standing around a little bit too much there. That could have been a lot higher % chance than it was. Fortunately, he got it with the outside of his foot, and there wasn't a lot on that shot.
Bengals again able to stop up possession just on their side of midfield.
Short for the Bengals.
Again, Bengals moving with their midfielder and getting 4 forwards in front of them to set up the play. Again, another opportunity, and not nearly as much on that shot as Hoberg would have liked.
But just the time and space that Blaine has, I mean, you see them, you know, they take the ball, they look one way, look the other way, turn all the way around, still nobody on them. Need to be a little bit more aggressive and start creating some turnovers.
Rambre able to get in and block that up. An opportunity for Nkombwe. I think Cardinals might have got the benefit of the doubt on a call there. I think he just kind of tripped up as he tried to cut back over the ball. Take another look at it.
Yeah.
It's a tough foul call that's going to lead to a penalty kick for Coon Rapids. An opportunity for Figueroa to even this one up with the PK.
Moving it back. Interesting.
Isn't the line there? Isn't that what the line's there for? Figueroa easily buries it on the left.
That's a great shot. That, even had he guessed correctly, that would have been a very tough save for that goalkeeper to make. So again, this is what we talked about. And I think maybe, you know, some of the woes that Blaine's experienced before. You have this really great possession game, and that's great. You log a lot of minutes and you control the ball, but you have to score goals. And here we are in a 1-to-1 game in which they've completely dominated.
Correct. That's only the third shot on goal for Coon Rapids. And again, Blaine aggressive on offense, called for being offside.
Well, and that was, I think, just a mental error. I mean, the Blaine player is 4 feet ahead of his own guy with the ball, so you probably have to guess there that you're going to be offsides. Coon Rapids did a nice job of holding the line and making it happen.
Well, and now is where the Bengals really need to show that urgency. And as you mentioned, a game that they've dominated, but are not winning.
Well, and there's going to be a big difference here, and we're going to see it very soon, between urgency and frustration. Because now is when they might very possibly start pressing too, as they look at the scoreboard and wonder why they're not winning by 3 or 4 goals based on the way the game has gone.
Played up the near side, Hinosa. And Hoberg only offside by about 10 yards.
Holmberg's, it's been him a few times. It was the last 2 for sure. I mean, those are really, really great chances. He's got to be a little bit more patient and disciplined.
I think the Cardinal defense, last line of defense, watching him and then sneaking up, trapping him offside.
Yep. It's good defense.
Of course, at the other end, Cardinals are offside there. But never got it behind the last line of defense. So,
and hopefully this leads to a little bit more confidence, and I'd like to see them just be aggressive, just go hard like we talked about early. See what happens.
Both players stopped on that one, thought the ball had gone out of bounds, and started to play it again and did lose it out of bounds. But, well, and I think to your point earlier, they need more support on the ball. They need, triangulation of offense to ensure that every time their ball carrier has at least 2 options as to where they can go with that ball.
For sure, and some of those might be behind. But that's a habit. That's hard to, you're not going to be able to just.
Figueroa trying to get around the defense and does. Had a couple of players, teammates there with him, but Oduro for the Bengals came over and stopped up the pass.
Defense, let's figure it out.
Looks like Cardinals have a little bit of spark we haven't seen in a while, too. You had 3 Blaine kids with their hands up wanting to come out for that sub. The next goal is definitely huge in a game like this.
Nice little touch, and they'll send it back. Sharif flying down the right wing, in alone, shoots and scores his 2nd of the game.
Not a lot our goaltender could do there. I mean, it was a perfectly placed shot on the far side. He's maybe a little off his angle, but when you have a quality player like that bearing down on you from the side, you have to make a decision, and that's a nice goal. Too bad for Coon Rapids. Just starting to pick it up a little bit.
Great give and go along the sideline. A 1-touch pass back by Hinosa. Sends Sharif in on the breakaway. And that goal, that's a lot of goal to cover. You've got a good player coming in on you like that.
And it's easy to say from up here, but you probably want to have him come out a little bit more and challenge, and if nothing else, get him to shoot that ball a little bit sooner. But like you said, their best player, he's clearly an offensive weapon coming down on a breakaway. You're just trying to put yourself in position to cut down the angle, and hopefully he misses. And
Sharif trying to send Holberg in, and Holberg tripped up, and that'll be just inside the box. Well, they're going to call it outside the box. It will be a free kick from a dangerous spot, but for Coon Rapids, at least, it's not going to be.
Oh, it's a good spot. I thought he was definitely in, but the fall did occur outside, so that was the right call.
It's going to be a free kick from a very, very dangerous spot. Sharif will take it.
Yep, they want to get their wall set up here quickly.
And again, in this tight, do you go set play or do you go direct kick?
From there, I think a lot of teams are going to kick, but
kicked it right into the wall, and Jula comes out and scoops it up.
It's tough to have a set play there unless you're totally just gonna opt to pass from that, from head straight on, but
pretty tight. And we have not seen a response this time to the Blaine goal the way we did in the first half from Coon Rapids, trying to really forcing the issue. Instead, Blaine came out. They got that goal, and that seems to have fired them up even more. And they've kept that pressure on, looking for a little bit of insurance at their end.
Yeah, and it's too bad because they were forcing Blaine to make mistakes, which they haven't done all game, and that's what they need to do. They need to put them outside of their comfort zone.
Podeste coming to pressure, but cleared near side to Brandon Olson.
Look at the placement.
It's a great cross. Park settles in the far side, watched by Bauer. Left-footed shot right on, and Jula makes the save.
Good punt, nobody there. That's where you want your outside forwards or mids and make that run. You have to assume that they're going to get a head on that ball and flick it on into the corner. You have to anticipate that.
Again, working to Hoberg in the middle. Got behind the defense, runs over the goalkeeper, trying to get back to it. Is absolutely run over by Ackerman and is slow to get up, still on the turf. How that's not a foul, I'm not quite sure. I mean, that's textbook body check on the ice, but you don't get to do that here.
No,
And
I was
mean,
very impressed by his hustle to get back, assuming he was going to play the ball.
But yeah, there was no effort at the ball. How is that not a penalty? Lowers the shoulder and drives through the player, never touches the ball.
No. That's, I mean, I know he's trying to make a play, but, you know, that's your captain making a good hustle play. You got to play the ball there.
Substitutions going in at this time for the Cardinals. Number 6, Todd.
Took some time, and Hoberg
for the Bengals.
Back on his feet and walking off. Coach Aerosmith out to meet him.
2, Anderson, number 4, Andrews, and number 12.
I think Hoberg was laying a little bit longer. See if he could get the official to second guess not calling a foul there. I am certainly no soccer expert, but I'm pretty sure that that you're not supposed to be able to do that.
No, that was pretty blatant. You know, fortunately, it doesn't look like anybody was seriously injured, at least. But
well, yeah, because Ackerman's definitely got the size advantage on him as well.
Again, it was a great hustle play. Great job to get there. I mean, all he had to do was clear the ball, make a play on the ball at least.
He lowered his shoulder and ran him right over. Good long shot in, and just off the fingertips of Fields out of bounds. It'll be a corner kick for Coon Rapids, their first of the contest.
That was a dangerous shot. I don't think anybody was expecting it to be, but the goalie struggled with it. Maybe a little extra spin on the ball or something, but that's what Coon Rapids needs to do, is put balls on net, see what happens. Hopefully someone's going to follow it up, though.
Dennis Pasker will handle the corner kick from the far side. High serve and spinning out the end line. Goal kick for the Bengals.
At this point in the game, you got to have those balls in play. Every set piece that you have an opportunity, you have to at least get a shot on goal or an attempt in the box. You have to be able to make your opponent nervous in those situations.
Pasker stops it up, back to Figueroa, tried to field in Tombway. Bengals able to turn it back upfield, stopped up just on the Coon Rapids side of midfield. And they'll try the opposite side instead. Cuello. Right across out front, broke up by Ackerman. Anderson feeding it back inside, too far ahead of Anders, and scooped up by Jula. Power is stopping it up in front of Cuello on the far side. Good defensive effort coming back by Figueroa to break up an opportunity. Pasker will run with it. Long boot right at the defender, Gukin, though. And then Pasker able to come steal it right back. And feeds it ahead for Ntombwe. Ntombwe is shot and got too much under it. Blaine very aware of how dangerous Gale Ntombwe can be, and we have not called his name a lot because he is always marked so tightly.
He's always right there, though, for those almost kind of opportunities. He needs to continue to put himself in those situations.
He was top 10 scorer in the conference last year as a freshman. Had 3 goals in the Cardinals' 6-1 win over Forest Lake. Or not Forest Lake, St. Francis. Podesta played off the ball by Alwanen. Able to get up and steal it right back. And again, Alwanen breaking up the pass. Sending it ahead to Pasker. Pasker trying to slip it through the defense, see if he can get Ntambwe an opportunity to run on it behind the D. Open up his speed. Podesta lost the handle a little bit. Still battling with it. Bauer able to break it up. And now cleared away out of bounds. Blaine throw in. 25 minutes remaining here in the second half. Bengals a 2-1 lead. A pair of goals by Nazir Sharif. Pasker trying to get it out past the Bengal midfield, which collapses oh so nicely when they get it in deep. Olsen, long shot, up over and out of play.
That didn't miss by much, though. Again, Coon Rapids can't keep giving them this much time and space. I mean, that shot is well outside the 18, but gotta have some pressure.
Charambere feeding it behind and coming right out to the edge of the 18 was Fields to scoop that up. Ntambwe was well covered, well marked, but certainly can't give him any chance to get to that ball if you can avoid it. This one fed in too far ahead of Anderson, scooped up by Jula at the other end.
Jula really has had a nice game. He's done a good job being a good, consistent presence back there. The 2 goals they scored are, you know, there's not a whole lot he can do.
Bengals again just showing off how quickly they transition from defense to offense. Played into the middle for Pasker, far side for Teagarden. Teagarden crossing a little too far in front of both Ntambwe and Charambere.
You think we'll start to see more and more substitutions like we did at the end of the first half, trying to get some fresh legs in?
I can only imagine. And at the same time, I don't know how much time there has been in this game without Podesta, Charambere, and Gale Ntambwe up front for Coon Rapids. I mean, they know that those are their most dangerous weapons, so they've been out for most of the contest. Here's Podesta challenging far side against Gukin, but Gukin able to play it back near midfield. And now at the far side, and a throw in for the Bengals.
The water break halfway through the second half.
Well, we're not quite to the midway point, but it looks like they're going to call the water break here with the stoppage, so we'll take a short break. Be back with more from the Cardinal Sports Complex after this.
Hey, going out like that?
Yeah, why?
Well, what would the neighbors think?
I see you! Come look at Mr. Feather. Look what I have. Mr. Bird, remember? Bark, bark, bark. We're just playing. We're just playing on trying to get you out of here.
Even still.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Bring out the action hero in you. Fuel up right and get energized. Be part of the greatest action movie ever. The first movie that puts you in the action. Show us how you train and eat like an action hero. Join in at actionheroalliance.com.
Back at the Cardinal Sports Complex, just about midway through this second half. Blaine Bengals a 2-1 lead over the Coon Rapids Cardinals. A couple of goals by Nazir Sharif for the Bengals. Cardinals goal coming on the penalty kick by Alex Figueroa. And again, this is one of those things where, Blaine has been the better team, but have not been able to run away from it, run away with it, which means, the Cardinals right in this and have an opportunity, from your years of playing and coaching a number of different sports, no matter how much better you are than the other team. As a matter of fact, the bigger that spread is, the more dangerous it is to allow them to hang around until the very end.
For sure, and I always say, my mindset always is, the closer the game is, as it gets closer to the end, the more it favors the quote-unquote underdog, and for Coon Rapids in this case, they need to rally around that, and they need to understand, hey, we haven't had a lot of chances, but it's 2-1 right now, and, we kind of let an opportunity get away when we tied it up, and then we gave up that partial breakaway, but there's plenty of time left. I mean, there's 20 minutes left in this game. There's plenty of time to get some balls on net and try to make something happen.
All it takes is, is one good setup, one kick, one fortunate bounce.
We saw that shot on goal a few minutes ago.
Opportunity in close, a left-footed shot and a good buried shot for Giovanni Podesta.
That was a great
And there's
shot.
the insurance goal.
Yeah, for sure. That was just an outstanding play, individual effort. Unfortunately, he cut and Cardinal defense gave up the middle on that one, which you don't want to do, but right there you see the cut. Nice left-footed shot just inside the post. Nothing
great
Jula
effort.
could do there, too.
Yeah, great effort by Jula, but he put it exactly where it needed to be, just inside the far post.
He definitely likes to hug that near post, though. Wonder, he didn't have a chance on that. That was a nice play. Now they really have to press. This is where, if we're going to get beat, we're going to get beat, trying to make things happen. It's two-goal deficit here. They have to be aggressive.
Anderson right back on the attack, trying to cross to the far post, too far in front of Philip Andrews. Andrews able to recover before it gets out of bounds. And again, Blaine right back in, and here's Podesta again, trying to find some space, and Ackerman able to take that space away, clear the ball a little bit.
It's a nice little...
Pasker trying to play it through. Podesta had a touch on it.
There's a lot of nice little individual efforts, but there's not a lot of. We talk about the support over and over. It's all up and down. There's no width to the Cardinal attack right now, and I think that would really, really help them in terms of being able to sustain possession.
Ackerman tried to play that outside. It ends up out the end line. It'll be a corner kick coming up for the Bengals, and then Ackerman took a little bit of a shot. Oh, went out off of Blaine. Oh, they called the Blaine penalty for the hit on Ackerman after he played it out.
That was 10% of the hit that Ackerman laid on the other kid, but we'll take it. I would never be an official. That's all I can say. I would never do it.
Oh, I have, and over the years I have tried to tame my criticism of the officials because I know that's a job I would never want to do.
No.
Just, you know, I actually I work with an official who officiates games that I coach at my son's level, and it's actually an official that I came very close to filing a complaint about with the district, and then learned that we work together. And you know, I've talked to him about it, and you know, it's something you get used to. And I've also talked to him about, you know, once I get past to the point that I can actually coach at my son's level, I don't know if I would want to get out there to referee, because I love being on the ice. I love being around the game. But Cardinals are called for the foul this time, and this is going to give Blaine a free kick in close. And again, this is the second time they've had one just outside the 18. This at least is from the side, which gives them a few more opportunities for a set play. They're bringing 7 guys into the box, trying to get to that back post. Teagarden heads it away. Good job finding the corner, cross to the back. And all alone right there was Anderson to finish it off, and it's a 4-1 lead for the Bengals.
I don't think Jula thought that was going to get through. Looked like he was caught a little bit off guard by that. Last thing you want to see here is, you know, and they're not quitting, but just a lack of that aggression. You know, you want Coon Rapids to fight hard all the way to the end and try to chip away as much as possible.
There's a great feed from Nam Cow in the back corner, far side corner, to feed it back and find Anderson with some space. Anderson put it right where he needed it to be to put his team up 4-1. And now the Bengals have a little bit more breathing room, and it's the kind of margin of, you know, the kind of lead they expected with the way this game has gone.
Right, and you know, unfortunately for Coon Rapids, what's probably going to happen now is they're actually probably going to relax, start playing, you know, in the tight game with the team that you feel like you're going to beat. That's tough. You start panicking, you start pressing, and get a 3-goal lead here with 15 minutes left is that cushion they were looking for.
Holberg finds Cow in the corner again. Good job by Hoover to get a foot up and direct that toward the net. Nothing on it, but unofficially now I have Blaine with 16 shots on goal to Coon Rapids 4.
That's attempts or shots?
Shots on goal.
Okay.
Podeste trying to cross, and again, Fields able to get to it just in front of Ntombwe. Sharif playing in the near side, stopped up by Anderson right in front of his bench. And into the corner for Holberg. Bodied off it a little bit by Ackerman. Those two still tangled up for it. Ackerman comes away. Again, one touch trying to spring in Tombaway. He's going to get too far away, and it'll be a goal kick for the Bengals.
No water break here in the second half, I take it. Did we do it?
We did.
I missed
21
it.
minutes.
I'm delirious from the heat.
And what makes it even worse is very, very little breeze at all. Jula taking his, oh, that was, never mind. That was Fields.
Now in number 3 is Evan Gibson.
But bumped out of bounds by the Bengals. We are going to see Tombaway get a breather here for the Cardinals as Evan Gibson takes his spot on the field. Foul going to be called on Figueroa as he got tangled up with the Blaine defender. Anderson controlling along the sideline, pressured there by Alwanen. He used a little too much hands, and the foul goes against the Bengals. Sharif tripped up by Pasker near midfield. That'll be another penalty against Coon Rapids.
Just like the way Sharif, he's obviously a very good player, but I like the way he moves off the ball. He's always making himself an option for his teammates.
Goldberg attacking, shoot off the crossbar and out of play.
Good quick little move and a great shot. Just missed.
In for Blaine, number 7, Jonathan Hinosa, number 16, Giovanni Podesta, and number 17, Noah.
Blaine emptying the bench late in this one with a 4-1 lead. We call Figueroa for the bump there.
Yeah, you're starting to see a little bit of frustration, I think, from Coon Rapids. Starting to get a little bit chippy.
Well, and some of it, I'm sure, is exhaustion.
No question.
Don't have quite as much control over your body as.
Right.
But at the same time, as unpleasant as it can be, it could be cold and rainy.
It's true. Which would be worse. And that will be coming. So
Correct.
You're going to look back on nights like this and say, remember when it was super muggy and we all complained about it?
Well, it's Minnesota. We complain about the weather no matter what.
True.
It's either too hot or too cold. It's rarely just right. And yet, for those of us who are adults, We continue to complain, but yet we do nothing about it. Oh, and that one's a tough one. Ackerman trying to clear. It goes off the Blaine attacker and into the net.
Yeah, that whole play started with a little bit of miscommunication. The initial defender on that play and the goaltender, I think, had their wires crossed a tiny bit. 22. Yep, that's just unlucky. Brett Hoover, right place, right time, right off the shin guards and into the net.
And that'll put the Bengals on top 5-1 as we are under 9 minutes remaining now. I mean, this was a 2-1 game midway through this second half. But Blaine with 3 quick ones here.
Yeah, I mean, the score is definitely not indicative of the game, but at the same time, Blaine has controlled play. Do I think they were 5-1 better in terms of scoring opportunities? No, but they've definitely outplayed Coon Rapids.
Trying to feed it through for Vedeste, but a little too much. Scooped up by Fields, and he sends it back out quickly. Tombway over to attack, gets the steal, and can't quite keep it in on the near sideline. Nosa stopping up with it, now sends it down the line for Podesta. Into the corner, cuts back around Bauer. Another touch to find some space. And now out to attackers that are, again, they get 7-8 guys down there in the box, and they can find guys who are unmarked. And there's a good, strong shot and spins just wide.
Well, and most of their passes are, again, not to beat a dead horse, but they're east and west. You know, they're looking for width. They're moving there. They're spreading out the Cardinal defense. They're finding those holes, and their players are moving off the ball and getting open. And that's why they've had the kind of looks that they've had.
And it makes a huge difference when you get those midfielders involved, when you bring them in deep on the offense, and all of a sudden you can move it back, spread out the defense, and get some more good opportunities. End of the night for Jordan Fields. He's replaced by sophomore keeper Jonathan Coelho. On cross back to the near side, not quite controlled the way that Owanen wanted to, and neither was that one. Nosa right on his hip pocket will come away with the ball. And that will be a goal kick for the Cardinals.
Substitution for Blaine, number 11, Michael Holberg returns.
Ackerman looks wiped out. He's at a
he's
busy
another
night.
one. He's another one that spent almost the entire night on the field.
I think he
and
has.
Aaron Bauer back on defense have been back there almost all night. And you know, as much as it's been in Tombway and Charambere up front almost the whole game for Coon Rapids, the ball has been in the defensive end, which has put that pressure on those defenders who have spent a majority of the game on the field.
Right. And Ackerman's obviously, you know, not just because of that one play, but he's a physical player too. So, you know, it's not just the up and down and the constant being on the field and having to clear balls and take goal kicks and everything else, but he uses his body and he really gets in there and mixes it up, and that'll wear on you as well.
Touched right back to Mosier up the sidelines and turned over back to the Bengals. Moving back again inside to side. Holberg with it and stepped on the ball, taken away by Teagarden and played into the Blaine end. Teagarden again stepping in to break up that pass.
It's about 4 minutes to go here.
And again, still great job by the Bengals of controlling the ball. Jula comes out and dives on top of that one. At least allow his team to get a little bit further away from his net. Headed towards the net by Ntombwe, but a little high and out of play. Goal kick coming up for the Bengals. Charambre steps in and steals that one away. Trying to get it to Ntombwe and does, and a good job by Coelho come out and challenge and make that save.
Just by being out there, force them to one time that instead of, collect that ball and turn and find a place to shoot, he forced them to make a quick decision.
And while it wouldn't do much for the outcome of the game, a goal here late in the game would be big for Coon Rapids.
Absolutely.
As obviously they're going to have to shake this one off. I mean, the road never gets easier in the Northwest Suburban.
Right. Yeah, it's one of the best conferences in the state. Who do they have next on their schedule?
Now you got to go and ask me a tough question. The power of the internet. We will find the answer.
Does the internet work in this kind of humidity?
Typically. Burns up data just the same. Opportunity coming in, but Coelho again being aggressive, coming out and getting that one. They are at Maple Grove on Thursday.
Okay.
And Maple Grove, the defending champion for boys soccer in the Northwest Suburban.
Okay.
We're down under a minute remaining. Blaine to throw in deep in the Coon Rapids corner.
Offsides.
And that'll just about do it for this game. Coon Rapids able to keep with them for the first half, and midway through the second half, it was still a 2-1 game. But the Bengals put it away late. A couple of bounces that didn't go the Cardinals' way, and it ends in a 5-1 loss.
Yeah, they did. They weathered the storm, really. They kind of hung in there and kept it close and got that tying goal, but it unraveled a little bit after that, and unfortunately, 5-1 on the scoreboard.
And as we just talked about, the Cardinals will travel to Maple Grove, take on a very tough Crimson squad on Thursday, and they will have some good things to talk about from this contest, but some things they definitely will want to work on before Thursday night. But that's going to do it for this edition of CTN Sports. Again, the final score from the Cardinal Sports Complex is Blaine 5, Coon Rapids 1. I want to thank everybody out there for joining us to continue to support everything we do here at CTN. I want to thank Jessica Christofferson for coming and filling in as the color commentator. For all of us here, I'm Joe Young. Say goodnight.